Hi guys, and welcome to my latest video. I haven't done one of these in a little while. As you can see by the title and thumbnail, this is about the best graphics slash controller settings for the game. A controller with paddles, best controller out there on the market. Just throwing it out there, just saying. But yeah, so now these are going to be relative to a Ryzen 2700X and a RTX 3060. Both left stock. I also play on a 1440p monitor. I play on a Samsung G7 monitor, but at 1440p. And I'll show you how I get that game to run really well while looking amazing at the same time. So of course we're going to go straight into our settings, and we'll start off with graphics as the most important thing. I normally use full screen exclusive. In a minute I'm recording a video, so I've got it in borderless. Makes it a little bit easier. You can see there's my display monitor. Obviously you'd like it set to the one that you're using. Play adapter, obviously the one you're going to use. Now this monitor does output it 240. I set it to 140 because I find the game actually can't handle it, and I don't think the PC can actually handle that much FPS, even though obviously I'm probably not getting that much anyway. But again, leave a display resolution at 256 1440. Dynamic res, I did have this on at one point, but it's off in it. Aspect ratio automatic, you don't want VSync on. You can have in the menus I suppose, but again it's not the end of the world. Custom frame rate, again, I have it linked roughly to my screen refresh rate. Down to quality, I use my own custom preset. As you can see here, while it is set to 256 144, I dropped the render resolution to 1080. That way the game still looks really good. 1080p is a fantastic resolution, but the game allows me to run it at a higher resolution in general. Obviously NVIDIA DLSS, you wouldn't use anything else. Ultra performance, I don't want solo. I normally keep it to about 65, just so it makes the game look nice and pretty, especially when you're running at a slightly lower render resolution. Video memory scale, now I have 12 gig, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. I always keep it at 80. 80 seems to be the sweet spot. I don't have an issue. Again, you guys know how it is. The game, if you used to whack everything on max or ultra, even with the most ultimate computers, this PC, the game would struggle. It's very simple. So I keep it like this. I keep everything on basically very low, just because I want to be able to get the most FPS possible while in game. Even streaming, I keep it. I could easily have that normal, not an issue. Not in the world. Again, spot cache. This is still an issue where it needs to be set to either high or ultra for it to actually help the game. No one knows why. It's Activision, I suppose, would be the best way of putting it. Again, everything kept to where they are. NVIDIA Reflex, I always have mine on and boost, and my graphics card is strong enough to hold the power of this, so it makes sense to have it on. Of course you want depth of field off, you want depth of field off, you don't want motion blur on, weapon motion blur off, film grain. Go to view, field of view. Now field of view is subjective. I use 100, I prefer it. I know it's only 20 up from console, but I have an issue with it. ADS you want affected, obviously. Weapon field you want wide, so you can see all the weapon. 30s, third person, I don't really play it very often, but if I do I'll keep it about 80. And again, wide on there. First camera, you want these all set to least, due to then it allows to stop the camera, so when you're moving around you won't shake so much, and it helps for some people with motion sickness. Now we're going to move on to controller settings. So coming to our control settings, I run 5.5. I prefer it. I have an issue with it. For me, it works for me. Sensitivity multiplier, I do keep everything basic. I don't need anything more than that. Go to advanced. You want target aim assist on. I'm still rocking Black Ops. I've been told maybe I should change it. I might do at some point. Aim response, keep it linear. That means whatever you aim to, it's direct. It works perfectly. ADN sense multiplier, again I leave it at 1. Fine. Default, it works fine. You know, ADS sensitivity transition timing, this is craziest thing ever. You want it set to instant. The moment you're actually aiming down sights, you're aiming down sights, and sensitivity multiplier is applied instantly. It makes sense to have it set. You can obviously have custom sends, I don't use them for that. Input dead zone, so my control a little bit going on the right hand side. I've had it for ages, so I always put my right stick up to about 20, my left stick to 5. It just stops the To stop the drift. Pretty easy. Left triggers again, you want them off as best as possible so they work more. Control rotation up, gyro off, gravity vector off. You want all these off because they can really mess up your aiming, and it has done before. Get more gyro stuff, keep it all off. Sprint, so here we go. Now we come to movement behaviors. Sprint tactical. I keep on a toggle. Auto move forward off. I just find it, I say it's pointless, but if you pull the menu up like you're a backpack up in DMC, you'll actually sort of auto move forward anyway, regardless. That's not even well. Actual sprint, double tap, graded mantle off, airborne off, automatic off. So you know, originally this was set to inverted. You want it standard. You tap it, you'll slide, hold to dive, and that way, you can use the slide function more than diving, in my opinion. Once you go to water, plunge freely, it allows you to then look up and down, and you can move. Now, I use parachute auto deploy because, following on from the legend that stone mating, I don't fancy splatting all the time. As you can see, as we're going in, my FPS game's a little bit stuttery. My very first games on are always the same thing. So what I'll do is I'll show you the team who I played with now, randomers, and then obviously I'll show you the moment when. And then I'll show you the moment once I've seen once the game stabilises. This weird thing, I have to play each game mode for it to stabilise, and it's okay for an extended period of time. Right, we drop down. We will let the game settle, as I call it. It's literally what it is. And then my favourite building. As you can see, I'm like 60, 70, 80 FPS. That's not what I'm going to be on. I'll be on close to 140. Close to 130 maybe. And what I do is I normally always have to wait. Literally wait 1 moment. Wait a minute and then the game will quite literally stabilise. This is 1440p, rendered down to 1080p, so it looks good. Widescreen format. So as you can see, it's settled now. And we're not on the FPS I expected, but also realising I am doing stuff like this. At like just under 100 FPS. I'm recording at the same time for playing. Same as if I was streaming, probably get about the same as well. Because we're doing some. If I wasn't streaming, I guarantee it to be close to 120, 130. There you go, guys. There is off my graphical settings and my actual controller settings. Game runs really well, considering that obviously I'm recording, and I'm recording at 1440p as well from Streamlabs, so getting about 100 FPS. Fantastic. No stutters, no drops, no nothing. And it's the same more or less on Al Mazrah. I get the same sort of FPS as well. Probably just slightly bit lower because again I'm recording, etc. But I wouldn't even be too fussy if I got 60, 70, 80 FPS, etc. So it's one of the things. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This will be more content I'll be dropping how-to tips, tech tips for all the games. You know, helping you guys to get your game to run better on medium-end computers. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll catch you in the next one.